Amidst the increasingly heated competitive landscape of the 2025 MotoGP World Championship, Marc Marquez has once again proven that he is not only an 8-time world champion, but also a rider capable of overcoming limitations, including his own. The 2025 Qatar Grand Prix was Marquez's most monumental victory with Ducati. However, it was not just the win that grabbed the headlines, but also an unexpected comment from MotoGP legend Jorge Lorenzo. What did Lorenzo have to say to Marquez? Let's discuss it. No one can deny that the Lusail International Circuit is not a friendly place for Marc Marquez. Since making his debut in the premier class of MotoGP in 2013, the Spanish rider has only managed to win once there, in the 2014 season. This track record has often made Lusail a nightmare for him. Before the weekend began, Marquez openly admitted that Qatar would be one of his toughest challenges, especially now that he is riding a Ducati bike to which he is still adapting. However, beyond all predictions and doubts, Marquez performed exceptionally well and was almost flawless throughout the weekend. He opened by stealing the show with a pole position, while also setting a new lap record on the track. Not stopping there, he continued his brilliant performance by dominating the sprint race and then ending Sunday's Grand Prix with a calculated victory. More than just a contest of speed, this race was a duel of intelligence. How to manage tires, control emotions, and choose the right moment to attack. "This is my most important weekend of the year," said Marquez after the race with a relieved but confident expression. "I came to a track that has always been difficult for me in the past, but we worked very hard all week. And as a result, all that hard work paid off in a very satisfying way." Marc Marquez's victory was not just the result of extraordinary speed on the track. In the midst of major concerns about front tire wear that could destroy anyone's chances, Marquez actually showed up with a mature strategy. He opted for a conservative but very effective approach, maintaining a steady rhythm and avoiding big risks at the start of the race. Although Franco Morbidelli was aggressive and led for the first 10 laps, Marquez was not tempted to join in the pressure. He stayed calm and let his opponent run out of energy first. Even when Francesco Bagnaia managed to overtake him, Marquez did not lose focus. In fact, in the second half of the race he started to turn on the engine and showed his true speed. With an average speed of 0.067 seconds faster than Maverick Vinales, Marquez was able to create a safe distance from the 16th lap onwards. From then on, his position at the front was unassailable until the checkered flag. "My key is just one, control of the front tire," said Marquez after the race. "I knew from the start that you couldn't force that tire. So I waited for the right moment, and then in the last 7 laps I started to push everything." The Qatar circuit should be a crucial moment for Marc Marquez's rivals to close the gap in the championship. With a track known for being fast and technical, this race was expected to be a proving ground for big names such as Francesco Bagnaia, Alex Marquez, and Fabio Di Giannantonio. All three arrived in high spirits and with high hopes of achieving maximum results. But the reality on the track told a different story. One by one they failed to perform at their best, either literally falling off their bikes or figuratively being eliminated from the competition. Bagnaia, one of the favorites, had an accident in qualifying that dropped him to 11th place. During the sprint race his performance still did not improve, hampered by a classic problem that continued to haunt him: complaints about the ergonomics of the fuel tank, which affected his comfort and balance on the bike. On the other hand, Alex Marquez and Di Giannantonio were involved in an incident on track that further clouded their hopes. Alex, who had shown the potential to finish on the podium, had to accept a long lap penalty as a result of the incident, destroying his golden opportunity. Di Giannantonio himself also failed to show his mettle, stumbling in the midst of close competition. Instead of putting pressure on Marquez, his rivals have allowed the veteran to glide to the top of the standings. The final result in Qatar further strengthened their position, with the gap now stretching to 17 points. A huge advantage that could have been avoided, had his rivals not squandered a golden opportunity. No less interesting than the thrilling race was the surprising comment from Jorge Lorenzo, a former fierce rival and MotoGP legend, who has now seen one of his records equaled by Marc Marquez. With his podium finish at the Qatar GP, Marquez has officially collected 114 podiums in the premier class, a figure that matches Lorenzo's total for his illustrious career. "I knew that sooner or later the record would be overtaken. But to be honest, I didn't expect Marc to do it, and with a Ducati bike," said Lorenzo in a post-race interview. "It was like a gladiator replacing his sword with an automatic rifle. Marc has been a monster on track for a long time, and now he has a much more deadly weapon. If he keeps going like this, it's not just my record that he will surpass. He could become the greatest Spanish rider of all time. As well as equaling Lorenzo, Marquez also broke another record, taking his total number of podiums in all Grand Prix classes to 153, a record previously held by Dani Pedrosa. With an increasingly consistent performance and a high level of confidence with Ducati, Marquez has a great chance of overtaking two legends in the near future. If he can put in a good performance at the Spanish Grand Prix in Jerez at the end of April, Marquez can truly write new history in the MotoGP world. The 2025 MotoGP season is far from over, but one name is starting to dominate the news and the standings: Marc Marquez. With a total of 123 points from the first 5 rounds, the 8-time world champion has once again proved that he is not finished yet. Behind him, his younger brother Alex Marquez surprised many with his steady and consistent performance, collecting 106 points to move into second place. Meanwhile, defending champion Francesco Bagnaia is still searching for his best rhythm and sits in third place with 97 points. But more than numbers and positions, what makes this season interesting is the transformation of Marc Marquez. After several seasons marked by injuries, doubts and major career decisions, including a change of team, he now appears with a mature combination of typical aggressiveness and precise strategy. His technical performance is almost flawless, while psychologically Marquez appears calmer but still hungry. He is not just chasing another title, he is rewriting his story to secure his place as a true legend in MotoGP history. Of course, his biggest challenge will not come from his opponents on the track. As he demonstrated at the Circuit of the Americas, Qatar, where he led throughout the race but was forced to concede victory due to an unforced error, Marquez knows that the only enemy he can beat is himself. Momentum, pressure and the desire to get back on top can be a double-edged sword. But if the Qatar Grand Prix is any indication of the direction this season will take, one thing is clear: Marquez has learned. He has returned with a new understanding, more tactical, sharper and deadlier. As Jorge Lorenzo once said, Marc is no longer just a gladiator fighting with blind courage. He is now a commander, the leader of an army that has all the weapons to win. From every corner, every lap, all the way to the finish line, the 2025 season will be a testament to that. Not just to win a 9th title, but to reclaim his MotoGP crown. And for Marc Marquez, it's more than just a race. It's a legacy. MotoGP has witnessed not only the rise of Marc Marquez after a series of career-ending injuries, but also his transformation into an irreplaceable figure who has transcended the boundaries of the championship to become a leading icon in a new era of motorcycle racing. Over time, Marc Marquez has become known not only for his prowess on the bike, but also for his unwavering championship mentality that has allowed him to bounce back and challenge his fiercest rivals. Every time he hits the track, he not only chases victory, but also shows a side of character and ambition that sets him apart from the rest. Race after race, all eyes are on him. The big question always hanging in the air is, will he surpass the incredible achievements already recorded in MotoGP history, or will he write a new one, bigger and more glorious than ever before? Have your say below.